Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Guys on Sports. Here to make fantasy fun again, and it's been a wild week one. How is everybody doing, guys?
Aces. Team lost, though. So
In your one
I
fantasy
have a lot
league,
of down in my life, in my fantasy. I
you're
lost
losing
that
across
too.
the board.
I lose in real life and in fantasy life.
Hey, prayers up for Jay in the chat.
Yeah,
He's having a tough go.
prayers, good thoughts.
Good
I
thoughts.
don't think
High
Jay would.
fives.
Would
Jay
Jay,
doesn't
Positivity.
take prayers.
yeah, would you accept prayers? or
In this
no?
case,
In
maybe.
form of $1. Put the money in the box.
What about you guys? How'd
know-
your weekend turn out?
Odd weekend. I'm in 6 leagues. I'm 3-3, right?
Yeah.
In the 3 that I won, I did okay and somehow won. In the 3 that I lost, I was one of the top scorers in all 3 leagues and lost. I lost to this guy by
By-
0.25.
0.25 on that last Roma
The last
Dunze
Roma
catch.
Dunze. Yep, I thought I
Which
had him.
is-
Yeah.
And he
Fantastic.
celebrated by going to White Castle late at night. So
I did after drinking my blues away.
Would you rather lose
that
by
is
2.5 points or 25?
Well, no, 0.25.
Oh, 0.25.
0.25.
Oh,
That's
He
rough.
beat me by 188.3 compared to 188.05.
rather
it's like-
I'd rather get blown out than you can just relax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, and it was literally the last
Thought
play
I
of the
had him.
game.
Thought I had him.
It was the last play of the game. It was where they were going to try the whole hook and lateral, and he hits a Dunze for I think it was like 12 or 13 yards, which he got statted for, and because of that, I pulled it out in the very last play.
The crazy thing was they were done at that point.
We're
The
the
Bears
two-
could have just rolled over and took
Well,
in the loss.
The wild thing is too that like we were the 2 highest scoring teams in the entire league. It was just bad luck on your part to have
that's the
played
thing
me.
about fantasy.
your,
There's
your
always
league,
that
same
bad
thing.
luck.
I'm the 3rd highest scorer. I lose.
Yeah.
I lose.
But I will tell you what, if you tuned in to our live drafts with us this past season, you know that we had 9 of them. What you don't know is that in
9.
all 9 we won.
Yeah.
We are 1-0 in 9 leagues,
Yeah,
boys.
take that a draft analysis.
Take that.
We are no lower than 4th overall in any of those leagues. So
Something to brag about.
So
suck it,
He
Fantasy
literally did.
Pros Draft
So-
Analyzer.
So I'm ordering the Lamborghini right now because inevitably we're going to win $500,000.
Yeah, I told my
in
wife
these
we're
leagues.
basically winning, but
Basically,
let's
we're millionaires.
Get right
Half
into.
millionaires.
Speaking of that, we're gonna get into fantasy confessions. My sons, please confess to me your biggest sin this fantasy week. Jay, what do you got for us?
Biggest sin, probably I didn't care what Dak would do. I just had in my mind Dak would do well based on the system, even though they were going against the Eagles. Because
Yeah.
I fell in love with him last year, and I think because he got hurt and the hype around the offense, I was gonna play him no matter what. And I probably should have looked more at the matchup between him and because my bench is Geno Smith.
He did well, yeah.
Yeah, he did pretty well for himself. He had
What
a
say
day.
you, Mark? What is your biggest sin?
Rumor has it that Dak is looking for a roommate, so maybe you guys can talk about it.
Hey, that is a lead right there.
Backing us up.
I will.
Aren't they gay? Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I will admit my biggest sin was thinking that Cooper Kupp could turn back the clock in week 1 with his brand new franchise, and I started him over Debo Samuel, tinkering with my lineups mere minutes before kickoff. I pulled Debo on like 3 teams, inserted Cooper. I lost 2 of those leagues. My biggest sin was starting Cooper Kupp over Debo Samuel. I paid dearly for it.
All right, my biggest sin is trusting a Brown. I trusted Jerome Ford, who
Well,
was
you trusted the wrong Brown.
Well, everybody did because he was projected basically everywhere over 15
Not
points.
Browns fans.
7 touches to Dylan Sampson or Simpson, whoever the hell he is. OJ Simpson's 20, 15. I don't know what it was. It was out of hand. We were seeing clips of the Browns game and Sampson's tearing it up, and I did not see Ford one
tearing it up,
time.
that's what you-
Well, he comparatively
Eight
to-
receptions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On 8 targets,
Yeah,
8
he's-
receptions for 64 yards.
I will say though, really quick on your sin, Dak Prescott's not a sin. It was bad luck. There was a lot of PI. There was a big downfield pass to Pickens that should have been a touchdown. It was PI. I think you were in the right place, but
going against
maybe
the
wrong
Eagles
time.
defense were the
Eagles defense
Seahawks.
sucks though.
The secondary.
the
does.
secondary sucks.
Secondary sucks. Yeah.
I think it was a better play to go with and I messed up.
And then I don't think Javonte Williams is going to score 2 touchdowns from the 2 every week. I think one of those should have been a throw-in.
I mean, I'm still going to start him.
Yeah, I
every
would
week.
still. I would still
More than
I'm still
likely.
going to commit to sin weekly.
Trust me, I'm a sinner.
keep saying.
I'm going to go through all 7 of them.
All right, Rocky, what was your biggest fantasy
Yeah,
sin?
my sin, the overthinking. I
First time.
2 QB league at the last moment. I made an adjustment. I adjusted a quarterback out for another quarterback.
Oh, who? Give us names.
So I sat Cam Ward, thinking, well, he's a rookie. Broncos are decent. And I lost by 2 points. And the quarterback that I started scored 3 fewer points than Ward. And so I would have won the game by 1 point had
Who'd
I
you
just
start?
trusted my instincts.
Don't you like
Rattler.
names?
Oh, Rat Spencer. Minnie Malone.
You love rap.
I do love Rattler. And
no.
Rattler
You
did
wanna
look
say
terrible.
it.
That's your biggest sin.
Yeah.
Your biggest sin is
Started-
I
confessing.
mean, he's a
Mr. Rattler.
second-year guy, has some experience going against a weaker team. But I overthought it
way.
and I lost, man.
He is
I
part
absolve
albino,
you.
isn't he? Is he part albino? He looks
Sure.
it.
Yeah, let's
So,
go with that.
so I think
Part
I'm just
messed
gonna. I'm making this up on the fly.
Can you be
but
part albino?
I don't know.
Listen
I think
to
you're
me.
either full albino or you're
I
not.
think
He
You're
looks like
albino.
he looks like a bleached Mahomes though. It's
Wow,
Yeah.
we're really pushing the
Yeah,
borders.
you're
here.
pushing, yeah.
Anyway, so
bleached.
bleach. So let's vote
Why don't
right
you-
on who
Why don't you be in brown
who
face?
needs to say Hail Marys here. Who had the worst sin?
Jay.
No,
no.
I think you did because in
Yes.
our drafts,
Think
you wanted to draft Debo. I was anti-Debo. And you forced Debo for a lot. And then you don't even start Debo.
yeah.
It
Yeah,
was
you
bad.
did do that, yeah.
That
I definitely-
Debo
So
don't
you got to
make
say
sense.
3 Hail Marys. Go.
Yeah.
Hail Mary, full of grace. Hail Mary, Hail Mary. There we go.
Hail Mary.
Three.
I don't think he's ever said Hail Mary.
Did you literally just say
He doesn't, I mean, he said Hail Mary a couple times, but not like, the prayer. So.
All right, so you live and you learn. We're gonna move on to stock up, stock down. Each of the guys is going to give us a couple players, one whose stock is rising, one whose stock is dropping, or 2 of the same, whichever you guys want to do. Jay, who you got? Stock up.
Huge game, and he's not going extremely high as a running back. NTN, 143, 3 catches, 13 yards. They just traded away Tank, so I think he's going to get even more looks, more carries. Then also Geno Smith, obviously 362 yards, touchdown. I think that'd be pretty solid. On the down, the one I'll say, look, before anybody talks, the Broncos running back room, they completely split all the carries. You're not going to know who's going to now have that ball. Bo's going to look like him and Sutton had a great rapport, so
Yeah.
who's going to run that ball? And you probably won't figure that out until week 4 or 5.
Yeah, I can see that. Who you got?
I feel like you missed a prime opportunity to
Mark was
to-
smiling.
Take your own section.
to goat
Yeah,
yourself
goat,
though.
yeah.
You should. He could have goated himself with his preseason call because it came to fruition. Great call, Charbonnet, man.
No, I
Came.
was saving that for later.
Yeah, just let him.
there is no
Mark,
later.
there is later. Go.
Saving that for later.
All right.
Another
Cut
section.
He's got his own plan. Yeah. Okay.
No.
Another section.
All right. So trending up, ETM was on my trending up list.
Cool.
As was Dylan Sampson. I think they're both trending up. But the one, a guy that I want to call out is a guy that I was high on. And early in the season, we were getting him past round 14. That's a Emeka Egbuka. If Egbuka didn't look like the real deal, 4 grabs, 67 yards with 2 absolute stud tutties, then you're out of your mind. The guy looked great. I'll save my other guy because he's actually going to be my sleeper pick this week. Another guy that trended up for me.
Mecca Ibuka making Mayfield look like a decent quarterback, right, Rock?
Anytime you get the generosity of playing with the Ohio State player, it definitely ramps you up.
Yeah.
Definitely.
A little bit.
I mean, he's already wide receiver 1 on that team automatically, right? I mean, just taking that
wide
field.
receiver too.
I think he's earned it already.
He may have. He's looked
All
damn
right,
good.
my stock up, stock down. I'm going with.
Well, I didn't stock down yet.
I didn't
I didn't
know
stock
you were
down.
stocking down. You're
I'm
supposed to
stocking
do-
down.
You're supposed to do 2 players.
Let me
Stock up,
stock down.
Stock down. Stock
I did only one.
I thought
I
you
did
two.
one.
Well, you
No,
said
I
like
did a
4
Buka.
names. You're
No,
sneaking
because
some in.
he
You're
stole
sneaking
mine.
some in there. Go
He
ahead.
stole mine. My stock down. Tony Pollard. only 89 total yards and a fumble. He had, this was his time to shine. It was, what's his face is out. Spears is out
Najee Spears.
for, I think, the first 4 games.
Yeah.
You had a rookie quarterback, so you knew that the ball was going to be in your hands a lot, and he could only produce 89 yards, and he fumbled. It's never good when your number one back comes out week 1 and fumbles when you have nobody waiting in the wings to split carries with me. I think that is going to trend towards less touches for Tony Pollard in the upcoming weeks.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I think I agree. Although, I mean, he's still gonna get the volume, but yeah, he didn't look great. I'll swing that to my stock down. I'll start my stock down because it's another running back, Tyrone Tracy, who we all talked about a lot this offseason. Man, I don't know. You guys too. I don't think it's an issue with him, but the Giants' offense just looked terrible. I think Russ needs to sit down. The offensive line wasn't getting a lot of push, and it just doesn't look like, at least at the present moment, that he's going to be super viable. His numbers, 10 for 24. That's 2.4 yards a carry. That's pretty bad. Two receptions for 11 yards, 5 fantasy points. I don't know how you can start him next week and feel good about it. And another stock down. I have no stock up this week. I'm going with Jalen Waddle. And man, the Miami Dolphins look like the Hurricanes in the 80s. They're all on the snow or something. I mean, I'd never seen a team look that dysfunctional that we were talking about maybe a season left early last season. One of the most innovative offenses, high flying with all this speed on the field, and now they put up 6 points?
And it got worse today.
The vaunted Colts.
Hill might be charged with domestic violence.
Oh, well, no, I'm not worried about that.
I mean, just saying that doesn't.
That might help Waddle.
That doesn't help their offense.
Might help Waddle.
I think there's a lot of distraction. I think Pablo Escamedaniel is really buying into the Miami vibe, dude. And I don't think he's not as innovative as he was his first 2 seasons in Miami.
No, yeah, and Waddle, four receptions, 30 yards, 7 fantasy points. You don't love that, especially if you bought the hype in the preseason on Waddle. Go ahead, Rocky.
Yeah, you chose the wrong Brown, or we talked about how you chose the wrong Brown.
You said that.
I'm going to say stock up on the right Brown, and that's Harold Fannin Jr. 7 receptions on 9 targets.
Yeah.
Looked to be a consummate professional, did well in blocking, and even more important, the Browns stayed in 12 personnel almost the entire game.
Yeah.
I think that they're getting ready to, at the end of this year, probably entertaining the idea of letting Njoku go. Harold Fannin led all college receivers, whether wide receiver or tight ends last year, and he looked to be the part on Sunday. So stock up for him.
And he didn't spit on anybody.
Yeah, he
Win-win.
didn't spin anybody. Yeah. And
Consummate,
Joe
consummate professional.
Flacco looked good, too.
Flacco looked great. Yeah.
If your receivers weren't,
Yeah.
playing volleyball with the
Yeah.
football,
Yeah.
probably could have won that game.
Well, and I think there's a chance outside that Harold Fannin could outperform the other rookie tight ends. I'm going to be honest. Like, I think he's going to get more ingrained in the offense. Now, a lot of that's predicated on Flacco.
And
then
your love for the Browns. Let's pump the brakes, being better than Tyler Warren.
He's a great tight end.
He's a great tight end.
Flacco likes tight ends.
He loves them.
Look what he did with Andrews and Baltimore.
Well, and not only that,
That was his name.
Fannin is more a Brock Bowers type tight end than
Brock Bowers.
Then Warren?
than like Warren or Loveland. He's not in there. He can block, and he actually looked pretty good when he did block, but he is there to catch the ball.
Yeah.
And so, it's going to be interesting. And then my stock down, I hate to say it, I think we were kind of high in this guy a little bit, but Bryce Young, 18 for 35, 154 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. He looked more like the Young from 2023 than the Young from the end of 2024. I'm sorry, he's got to prove it to me before I start him.
Yeah, I agree.
And I mean, they had the Jaguars defense to go up against too.
Which isn't like the toughest
he
he
should
could
have
have
Well,
shown.
we don't know. It's a new coaching staff, so maybe they are. I don't know. Week 1 is always hard to tell because you don't know who's.
You can't
really
overreact.
who.
Duval.
Well, the Browns lost, so I mean the Bears lost and the Browns. So maybe Bears suck too.
All our
All right.
teams suck.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's really, really fair, actually.
Only your team
Yeah,
looked
you tossed
terrible.
our team.
My team looked terrible.
You tossed our teams in there, but you didn't say the Giants. It's
Who looked the
No,
worst?
well, I thought it went without. I said it early in the segment that they looked terrible.
Well, let's say it again.
They were the threat.
Just
They
in case our
looked
viewers are
terrible.
tuning in
The
late.
defense didn't look terrible. The offense looked putrid.
It did.
Word.
Yeah,
Give you the
but it's
good
actually not a big
Well, I
one.
meant like a. You know what I'm saying?
I'll have you know, I had like a college level reading when I was in second grade, so it's really not
College
that
level
big.
reading in
I
second
did.
grade.
I did.
That's
We tested.
ridiculous.
It's been
Wha-
tested.
What a ridiculous claim.
It's not a claim. It's the truth.
Oh man.
Put that in your pipe.
I want to. How did they even test it back then?
You mean back? You're older than me.
No, but still, it was still
You took
back then though.
State standardized test.
But any word.
And
that-
I scored 12 plus. That
It's-
means
it's
above
a
12th
college
grade level
word.
reading. I did. Why are you laughing?
I think these good 12 plus points out of 100. I think you're misinterpreting.
I'm not hating. Don't listen to
It's
this guy.
ridiculous.
I'm an
Next
incredible reader. I'm very smart.
Plus.
No one said you weren't smart.
He's insinuating that I don't know how to read test scores.
No,
you know what? Hey,
I'm
Mom.
just saying
Hey,
12
Mom,
plus
just
in
in case-
second grade
Hey,
is
Mom.
crazy.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to
Did she
disappoint
email you
you
over
and
the
yourself. No.
The
So did
forms?
email. It was
To
like
him.
1991. Oh, you mean now?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, let's move on.
Yes, we are.
To studs, duds, and sleepers, maybe to be renamed in the near future.
Maybe.
Jay, I want you to give me your stud, your dud, and your sleeper.
I have a lot of duds. More than studs.
Well,
Obviously.
well, I want a stud, a dud, and a
I
sleeper.
know, but Herbert did 14 points over more than he was projected by most. Chase did 15 under.
Yeah.
So did Brown. So it is what it is. Pachenko, who I didn't like from the beginning of the year.
It's not his name, but
It is today.
okay.
Pachenko. You make him sound like a Russian
So
figure
I
skater.
just I want to keep this train on track because I feel like we're losing the track a little bit.
I'm trying to-
Who is your stud?
Going in for week 2, who's your
Yeah.
stud?
We don't need a recap, Chief. We watched
Who's your
the
stud
games.
coming up this week?
I'm thinking Flowers again.
So you got stud. Flowers is a stud.
Flowers is a stud.
Okay, why?
He's just a
just-
dude.
Okay, that's fair.
He was 15 over this week.
Over his projection, yeah.
I think they have another easy schedule. The Bills' defense is pretty solid from what
Yeah.
we were told,
Yep.
and
Didn't look at it.
he's the number one. Lamar is not going to be able to run every single time.
True.
I think this is, and we've drafted him quite a bit.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Zach Flowers is going to be a stud.
Well, Zach, is that his brother? Or?
yeah.
What is his room?
Zay. All right.
Zay.
So who's your dud?
I'm just making up
I
names.
think
don't-
you're the dud right now. Dude,
Pachenko's a dud.
Pachenko.
Shanko.
I didn't realize he was Russian.
Zach,
He can't even land his double axle.
Yeah. I did not realize he was Russian. I asked him.
African Russian.
okay.
They have those, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I called from the beginning. I never liked him. I think he was overhyped,
Yeah.
and
I agree with you.
he just totally tanked.
Oh, we talked about
Five
it.
for
Well, he
25
just
yards.
does this thing when he runs that makes him look like he's running
He's
hard.
got seizures when he runs.
Yeah, his mom
Looks like Knuckles.
just runs really hard. All right.
So 5 for 25. He had 2 catches. I think he's gonna be crap all year.
Yeah.
But the only positive for them is, well, not for them, but him. Xavier Worthy's gone 7 weeks due to separated shoulder.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that what he's out 7 weeks?
Yeah. Which also is Kittle, also now in the IR for 4 weeks.
Nice.
San
Brutal.
Francisco's got their nice little.
You have a sleeper?
My sleeper is the guy that I've been pulling through for a while. Charbonnet.
Zachy.
You got to get on Charbonnet. He's already a running back 1. He had more carries, many more yards. If I just sound like Trump right there.
Many more yards.
Yeah. He had 12 carries for 47 yards and a touchdown. Walker only had 10 for 20, so I mean that's not a great average. I think that they're just going to keep going for Charbonnet. I think he's the young new guy. He's healthier. There's miles on Walker's wheels just from the injuries.
Sharp looked bigger than I remember him being too.
A little overweight.
No, like bulkier.
Oh, a little stronger.
Yeah.
I didn't know where you were
Like
going.
a fine wine.
He's aging well.
Yes.
Nah.
At his age 23.
All right, Mark. Who are your stud, your dud, and your sleeper?
So, despite his output last week, there's a couple of reasons why you can believe in AJ Brown this week. last week, right, against Dallas, he put up a big old stinker, right? We know that Sirianni and Jalen Hurts like to keep A.J. Brown happy, so they're going to throw to A.J. Brown a lot this week, and it's against Kansas City. So we saw what not only the Chargers wide receiver 1, but also what their wide receiver 2 did to Kansas City on Thursday night, or Friday night, rather. Look for the same this week out of A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith as they rebound against that Kansas City secondary.
Big time, big time.
Big time. So trust in A.J. Brown. My dud this week, Javonte Williams, I think is going to come back down to earth against that Giants front seven. The front seven did look pretty good. They were facing one of the most athletic quarterbacks in the league, unfortunately to call him that, Jaden Daniels, but they were. They broke contain so many times that it was frustrating. I think they probably correct that this week with Dak not being as fleet of foot. So I think they're going to be loading the box, and I think they're going to shut Javonte Williams
They did
down.
lose a linebacker, though.
Yeah,
Pretty good one.
Yeah, well, it came back negative.
But
The
he's not
X-rays.
playing.
He's not?
He's questionable. I'm assuming he's not going to play. He was in
Micah
the cast.
McFadden. Yeah, no, that was weird to see him in an air cast and then everything come back negative. And in my sleeper is a guy that I've talked about for a couple of seasons now, and he looks to be Drake May's number 1. That's Kayshon Boutte.
Kayshon Boutte.
We all forget that Boutte was going to be the consensus wide receiver 1 coming out of college before he took that year off during COVID.
Show me the booty.
6 catches for 103 yards. He looked great. And he's going up against the Miami defense, who we just watched Danny Dimes tear apart.
He tore him apart.
Tore him apart.
It was disheartening to watch, to say the least.
Absolutely tore him apart. So I think Drake May is going to have an absolute field day. I think Diggs is going to do well too, but look for Boutte to have a huge game
Look
this week.
for booty.
Can the Raiders or Buccaneers trade for him?
That'd be good. All right, I'll go with my stud, dud, and my sleeper. I'm starting off. My stud, a guy that you love, Rocky. He grew on you through the offseason. I'm going with Tits McMiller, whatever his name is. I'm going with Tetaroa. Tetaroa. I am concerned a little bit about Bryce Young, but 11 targets for Tet in his first appearance. He brought down 5 of those. So whatever, nothing crazy. 11 points, but here's what I'll note. The Saints, they played the team that they're playing this week, right? The Jags, I believe, with Spencer Rattler, who's not
Trash
Mahomes confirmed, right? Olave didn't score a touchdown, still had a pretty decent day though. Put up 12 point something fantasy points. He looked okay. I look for him to connect on a few more out of those 11 targets and hopefully score a touchdown. I think Tet's going to get better as the year goes along, but I'm very happy with the amount of targets he got in that first game. My dud is going to be your stud, Zay Flowers. On the other side of the coin, I think the Browns last week, we just talked about this, they allowed 113 passing yards to Joe Burrow, 141 total yards in that game. Last I checked, Joe Burrow from the pocket, to me, better than Lamar Jackson. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, both better than Zay Flowers. They combined for just about 60 yards on 5 catches. I think they can handle Zay Flowers. If there's one thing the Browns have going for them this year, it's 2 things, Harold Fanning and the defense. So I think it'll be a down week from Flowers, who overperformed last week. And then a little more Browns love for my sleeper, throwback, Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb is my sleeper. Nick Chubb.
Future Hall of Famer.
If he stays on this track,
He gets
if stays on this
1,000
track-
yards a game.
He gets 1,000 yards this year. He's a Hall of Famer.
Listen, he was the lead back decisively. 13 carries for 60 yards. That's 4.5 yards.
Seemed to have a
for
little
the-
bit of burst.
for- My turn, right? Okay. But I do think part of it is I think the Texans are going to want to keep. Who are they playing again? Somebody quickly.
Buccaneers.
Yes, they're going to want to keep that high-powered.
Look at other people.
Just because they're going to want to keep that high-powered Bucks defense off the field. I think they're going to lean on the run game a little more than they did in Week 1, and I think Chubb probably showed him a little something. I think he'll get a little bit more opportunities.
When is, what's his name, the dude that runs the ball also scheduled to be back?
Joe Mixon,
Good call.
not Week 2.
I get that.
Yeah, so that's what we're talking about.
I know.
No, I don't know. He's on the.
Yeah,
PUP.
it's possible that he's got at least 4 games, but it's possible that it could
But
be
they have
more.
a bye week 6, I think, right?
Yeah.
So I think the
Well, I'm just
thought is like.
to yours. If you think he's high, then people need to go on the waiver wire and get Chubbs if he didn't get picked up.
I think you got to
Is
get
it
Chubbs
Chubbs
no matter
or
what.
is it
Yeah,
Chubb?
we could go get Chubbs. I think either way, he's
Together?
the lead back now.
I feel like you already have Chubbs.
If Mixon
Together.
comes back, I still think that he's going to be in the mix. But for the next 3 weeks, if you have a starting running back that is averaging 4.5 yards per carry,
So check your waiver wires.
Not bad.
Phil.
not bad. Rocky, what do you got?
Yeah, so I have, or my stud would be CMC versus New Orleans. I do think that New Orleans allowed a little bit. Now, they didn't let Arizona run all over them, but they did allow a few big plays on the ground. I think CMC is a better back. I think he's rounding back into playing shape. And because of what you mentioned, some of the other injuries, I think they're going to have to target him not only on the ground, but also through the air. So he's my stud. My dud, unfortunately, is going to be Joe Flacco versus the Ravens. Ravens lost in a heartbreaking game. I think that they're going to be coming out. They've got to win. They can't start the season 2-0.
0-2.
0-2. And I think Flacco's going to struggle a little bit against his former team. And I am worried because there were too many drops by Browns receivers, and the drops led to inopportune INTs, which are going to go against Flacco, even if they're not his fault. So he's my dud. And then my sleeper, Mark mentioned him, Jay mentioned him already, Travis Etienne. I think that this trade, they've made it clear he is their starting running back. We were already kind of high on his upside anyways. The negative last year were fumbles, but that's it. Nothing else you can say bad about the guy. He's quick, catches the ball well, knows how to score. I think it's going to be a pretty good week for him.
And facing that Cincinnati defense that we just watched the rookie Dylan Sampson have 8 receptions on.
Especially through the air. You're right.
So I'm going to ask you a question about McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Are you not worried that this is one of those games that you pointed out before where Brian Robinson might get some more burn because they're probably just going to pound
Brian Robinson might get some more.
late in the game when they want to rest McCaffrey when they're up 17?
I think he's going to get maybe a few more touches on the ground, but where CMC does his damage is through the air, especially with a Kittle who's now on IR and the other receivers banged up. So I think CMC, this could be a game where he gets 10, 11, maybe 12 targets, 8 or 9 passes, and almost 60, 70 yards and a touchdown through the air.
What you like to see with CMC too is he's finishing the game strong. So I called on Sunday when we were watching. It's the typical CMC stat where at the end of the first quarter they put up the fact that he's got like 20 some total yards, and I said by the end of this game he's going to have a bunch, and he ends up with whatever it was 130, 140 all-purpose yards.
Yeah,
I mean
Hit
to see him
73
finish
through
strong.
the air, 69 on the ground.
Yeah.
It's like, and I remember we were watching the game and you
142.
were like, yeah, this is how he always does.
Yeah.
But even last week, 10 targets, 9 receptions. I think this week with Kittle being gone, Kittle got, how many? He got 4 targets. If even half of those go to CMC, I think it could be a good week.
Yeah, man.
All right, so studs, duds, sleepers in the books. We're gonna go to something else. It's kind of a little game. We're gonna go to over under achiever. So what I did is I looked up some projections for players that I thought might be interesting for us to go through, and we'll start with you. We'll go to Mark, each player, and you're just gonna tell me if they're gonna go over or under their projection, and you give a short reason why. Okay? You good with that? You ready to play?
I'm ready to play.
Everybody come on.
Ready to play.
All right, over or underachiever. The first player on the board is a guy we just I already know where you're going with this answer. K9, Kenneth Walker is projected for 9.6 fantasy
Under.
points. Playing at the
Under.
Steelers. So under. Mark, 9.6 fantasy points for Kenneth Walker.
I think he's going to go over. We saw both backs in New York last week do pretty well against that Steelers defense. I think both backs in Seattle will do the same this week.
I'm going to also go over. I don't love Walker, but I think they need to try to establish him. So I think they're going to force the
Nine-
issue a little bit.
I think 9's kind of high. He'd have to get a touchdown to get 9.
I think he could get a touchdown. That's what I'm banking on with my overplay here on Mr. Kenneth Walker. What do you say, Rocky?
I like everything Jay said about Charbonnet.
course you do.
I think he's the back that I would target more than K9. I think K9 has an off game.
So over or under on Kenneth Walker?
Under. I thought I made that really clear when I
No,
said
well, for the clip,
wants-
and they're
he
not
wants
going to have
the
all the
word.
context.
He needs that word.
I need you to say he's going to have
Under.
over or under.
under.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. All right, next player on the list we talked about earlier. I know where you're going with. No, I know where you're going. A.J. Brown at Kansas City is projected for 15.2 points. Is he going over or under?
I think he could go over. I could see a shootout. And I think they might have to score.
So you think he's going over?
I'm going over. Is that the right answer?
Sure. Yep.
Yes, it was over for all the reasons that I stated earlier.
Okay, I'm going under on A.J. Brown because I just don't think he's that good right now. I might look stupid in a week, but yeah, I don't believe it. I'm going under.
I'm going to go over for a lot of the reasons Mark stated. I do think that they're going to try to feed him the ball. I think that Jalen is a quarterback that tries to keep his receivers happy, and AJ was not happy in a win, and it was very apparent on the sideline of that game.
Was he reading a book week 1?
He was not reading a book.
No,
Is he
not
writing a
yet.
book? That's the next step.
This is the next step.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you guys just all want to be alike. That's fine.
I wonder if he was at a college reading level when he was in 2nd grade too.
He wishes. Only me. All right, next guy, Daniel
He held back in
Jones.
life because he can't read a college. Multi-millionaire can't read a college level 2nd grade. He's mad at it. Anyway, carry on.
Are you done?
Yes.
All right. Daniel Jones, projected for Daniel Jones, who scored on every drive he took
Dimes.
the field. 17.6 fantasy points.
Put some
at
respect
home.
on his name. It's Dimes
At
now.
home versus the Broncos. Yeah, Danny Dimes. I'm sorry.
17. I'm going under.
Going under.
I think the Broncos have a good DB,
They do have
They
one.
do.
You're right.
so I think they'll have to rely more on the run. So I think the running game will help them out.
You're right. They do have a good DB, but what we did notice is Alec Pierce looked amazing, and they didn't even really use downs, and they have Ty Warren. I'm riding the high, man. Dimes is back. Dimes is going over.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over too because I think he just runs the ball too much. What are you getting so upset for? Yeah, the Broncos look good, but they're traveling. They're on the road. The Colts look. I mean, they put up a lot of points last week. 17.2 is not crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to go over also. I think the Broncos didn't look great in that game, to be honest with you, against a rookie quarterback. I think their defense is good, as Jay mentioned, but I think Tyler and Danny will kind of warm up and get even more in sync. And I think that Danny's the guy that could, at any point, break off a pretty big run for a touchdown. So even if they control him over or through the air, I think he might run for more yards.
Okay, we'll move to a tight end on the list here. Mr. Mark Andrews is playing at home to your Browns. He's projected for 8.3 fantasy points. He had a pretty terrible fantasy week. So, what do you think?
I believe he'll have another terrible one because I think Zay Flowers will get all the receptions. So I would take the under.
Call back.
I think he could probably, get 3 catches, 30 yards, something. So I could say 6 or 7.
What do you say?
Yeah, I think it would be very touchdown dependent, and I'm going under. I don't think he gets his tutty this week, and I don't foresee him going for 9 points.
I want to be different here, but I think I have to agree with you guys. I don't love Andrews. It seems like he did this last year. He started off really slow and picked it
Yeah.
up as the season went on. So I'll go under on Andrews, 8.3 points.
Poor Mark Andrews gets so much shade on this show. We absolutely, for no reason at all, no good reason at all, we hate Mark Andrews.
Well, he did bad last week, so
Yeah.
Mark Andrews over under Rocky 8.3.
It's to me, it's under in a 40-point game, 40-point out.
Yeah.
He just didn't look good. He only had one target. Honestly, I was kind of expecting them to mix Kohler into the mix a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think if Likely was not injured, I think he would probably have been the number one tight end. Mark is been a great tight end. I think his time's kind of passed.
His time is past. All right, I'm gonna do 3 more, but we're gonna just do over under, no explanation.
All right.
Just rapid fire. All right, I got 3 more. Here we go.
fire.
Bucky Irvin at the Texans, 15.7.
Over.
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 I'll go over.
He scored 13 this past week, so we're going out on a limb. Tyreek Hill had a bad game. At home to the Pats. Pats don't play well in Miami. 13.3 fantasy points.
I gotta go under.
I'm going under.
I'm going over.
I think, Jay kind of alluded to it. There's some issues that he's going through. Oh, I know we're not supposed to say anything. I'm going to go. I can't, I like to condition my stuff, but I'm going to go under. I'm going to go under.
You're going to go under.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's unhappy.
Yeah, he's unhappy. If he doesn't play, obviously, this doesn't count.
Yeah.
All right.
Counts as being
No, it
smart.
doesn't count. All right, Joe Burrow at home to the Jags is projected for 22.8 fantasy points. Over or under?
Slightly over.
I'm going way over.
Okay, famously said he was going to have 40 points this week. All right, so I'm going to go under because I think that offensive line can't block. I think they're going to take advantage of it in Jacksonville. So, under.
Yeah, I'm
And
gonna.
Did you explain anything? Sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm going to go under. For everything you said.
There you go. I explained it for both of us. All right. That was fun. All right, so we're going to keep the rapid fire pace going here. We're going to boom or bust minute. Jay, you're going to give me a boom and a bust. Keep it under 60 seconds. You can explain why if you want, but just keep it short. Boom and bust, go.
I think Etienne can have another boom week. They have Cincinnati. Obviously, the Browns. Samson had a great day being able to run and got a couple of passes. Etienne obviously triple the player that he is, so he should have.
Maybe in size. Sorry. Dylan's tiny.
Anyway, so you would know about Tiny. So I think he'll be three times the many stats. He could easily put up another 100 yards, another touchdown, that type of day. Bust.
A long minute.
Yeah, I know. There's just so many.
He does not read at a
I
college
think Joe
level.
Smith will fall back down to earth, obviously. Or no?
He said Joe Smith.
I think he said Joe Smith.
A Joe,
that? Your
He's trying to read his own writing right
friend?
now.
he's a good Mormon. He started
Smith?
the Mormon church.
Fields versus Buffalo. I think
there we
Fields will come back to earth more. But I do like his upside. I think he's going to be a top tier B level quarterback. But Fields did a great first.
I got to know who Joe Smith is.
Joseph
The
Smith.
best part of that, you don't realize he read his own notes to try to figure out who it was that he wrote down.
Joseph Smith started the Mormon church.
There you go.
Yeah.
Joe Smith Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Joe Smith's senior son.
All right, boomer bust minute. Mark, what do you
I don't
got?
think
That,
explain everything.
that's amazing. That is gold right there. My boom this week, a guy who looked great last week as the understudy, and we're going to see the shift to him being the lead back in Arizona. Trey Benson, get him in your lineups. He's facing Carolina this week. We know what ETN did to Carolina. Look for Benson to be big out of the backfield against Carolina. He is my boom player this week. For my bust, I really hadn't picked anybody out as of yet, but let me just go out on a
Joe
limb
Smith.
and say, just looking at this,
Great player.
looking at this on paper, Travis Kelce against the Eagles linebackers. Travis Kelce looked to me like he maybe lost a step. If you notice the touchdown that he did score, he started to do his normal Travis Kelce early celebration, then realized, I gotta put a little hurry up on this in order to get in there. So I think that just shows that he has lost a little bit of a step. I don't see him having a great week against that Eagles defense.
All right, my turn, right? All right, boomer bust minute. So my boom is going to be, and this is a guy I talked bad about in offseason, but I'm going to go DK Metcalf, 4 receptions, 83 yards. He looked fast. He looked faster than he did in Seattle. He looked healthy. And Aaron Rodgers slinging the ball around. They scored a lot of points. He looked pretty good. They got Seattle coming in, a team that traded or let him walk last year. Did they trade him or
Traded him.
They traded him. So they traded him away. Same staff, same GM is there. Aaron Rodgers is a vet. He's going to try to target him in the end zone, get him a touchdown against his old team. I like DK Metcalf, and they're building a rapport there. My bust is going to be Jaden Daniels, who, in a game that they should have scored more points, he missed throws. He didn't look as good as he did late in the year last year. Just over 230 yards passing. He did scamper for about 70 yards. I don't think that happens this week against, I'm sorry to say, the Green Bay Packers, whose defense, they look pretty good.
Mike has a
Parsons
new
out on the
element.
edge.
Yeah, it's a new element.
Control Daniels a little bit. I look for him to bust this week. Who you got, Rock?
So I'm going to start with my bust because Mark sniped him already, but I had a bust of Travis Kelce. Everything Mark said. He saved his fantasy game by that touchdown, but he looked incredibly slow in every other route. He's never been a speed tight end. He's always been finding the soft coverage in the zone. Father Time wins. So he's my bust. And my boom, you mentioned that New England doesn't play against Miami well, but Miami looks terrible.
Awful.
And Drake May threw 46 times. New England is going to allow him to throw. He connected on quite a few of those.
I should hope so.
Yeah, I think it was I forget the exact number, but I think it was like almost 30. I think they're going to let this guy cook. I think they're going to let him throw the ball. I didn't hate how he looked with his receivers. I didn't hate how he looked with the running backs. I think they're going to improve, and I think this is going to be a week where Drake May shows out.
Ooh, I'm trying to look at you looking it up.
I'm trying
Yeah, I must
to.
got confused. Joe Smith is a former running back. I knew I could figure it out. For the Jaguars, Bucks, and Titans.
You keep
So it's a guy that played in the NFL. Why is he on your notes?
Because he was a great guy.
That's the question.
He eventually won a championship.
Yeah, Drake May was 30 for 46,
He's won the World Cup
387
with the
yards.
line.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah, there you go.
46 attempts, man. That's
Thank
insane.
you for that, Jay.
That's wild.
Get a jersey, people.
Get a jersey, people.
Joe Morris.
that is
yeah.
good.
Good old Joe Morris. Joe Smith.
Smith. Get his name. Put some respect
Whatever.
on the name.
Morris, Smith, whatever.
All right, so time for the closing drive here, guys. I'm going to say my boldest take. I just want to remind the audience here. I do think it's the Zay Flowers call because the Browns looked good last week, but I think to hold the receiver to a back-to-back weeks to hold receivers to that kind of game and quarterbacks is tough to do. So I say mark it down in your books that Zay Flower is going to be the guy you want to bench if he's on your roster this week. Who's your biggest one, Jay, or your biggest call?
Unfortunately, it's against my Browns, but I think, or Cincinnati, whoever plays Cincinnati next for the next few games is going to be in for a hurt because they aren't going to like being shut down by the Browns. They're going to come out, new game plan. I think the Browns' defense was very underrated. A lot of us like to take them, but I think most people just passed on them. Oh, it's the Browns, so screw them.
No.
I think going forward, Cincinnati could go on a roll and just start destroying people's defenses. They might not win because of their defense being atrocious, but
All right, Mark?
I think I'm going to look at JSN going up against that Pittsburgh secondary, and we saw what Garrett Wilson did last week with Justin Fields, who's not a pocket passer quite like Sam Darnold is. Look for JSN to have 150 yards and a tutty against that Pitts,
I like it.
that
Based
Pitts
some numbers
defense.
on it. Okay, I appreciate that. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, mine is Etienne. We talked about him at length already, but I do believe he has potential this week to be a top 10 running back. I would say, honestly, even in the top 5, I think he could eclipse 100 yards. I think between receiving and rushing, he could get about 150 and a couple touchdowns.
All right. Well, a lot to look forward to. Please come back next week and check in with us. You could tear us down or build us up based on what we said here today. But there's a lot of good matchups. I think we touched on a lot of good stuff today. Idiot over there.
Joe Smith.
Joe Smith. See if Joe Smith touches
Good old
the
Joe
field.
Smith, yeah.
Reincarnates into the NFL. That'd be nice.
probably dead.
Exactly. So I
But he
said
was
reincarnate.
quality. He was with 4 teams, won a Calgary Canadian Championship.
But why was he on your notes again?
I
Right?
don't even
Was
know.
it Jonnu Smith?
It's got to be John Smith that was on there.
Did he have catch? Do you have catching stat lines there, like receiving? You say ball catchers.
Don't worry about what I got.
Anyway, so if you like the show, please follow us on all socials at GON Podcast. That's TikTok, Instagram, X.
Why do your notes say,
if
don't
you're
forget
on
to
the
smile
YouTube,
and look at the camera?
Like and subscribe. What? Hit the notification bell. So you get notified every time we post something. Join us live on Sundays. Hey, guys, shut up! Join us live on Sundays. TikTok Live, 11 o'clock, where we give you fantasy advice leading into your matchups. And hopefully this week we'll be premiering on Assist. Join us on Assist. It's live sports streaming. You guys, shut up. We can hear you.
No, you can't.
Yeah, we can. You
The one time we can hear Jay is
crazy.
right here.
So-
It's close.
catch us live. Oh, my God.
Start it
Anyway,
over.
This is what you could be looking forward to. Join us live on Assist, where we'll stream the games we want to stream this week. Maybe a Browns game, maybe a Giants game, who knows? But you can watch it with us, especially if you're out of market. We love you. Peace.